What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Killer Keemstar, and I'm here with...
Only Use Me Blood.
This is the BadKidCast, the audio cast that you listen to
while you game.
We're available on iTunes, Android, and right here on...
YouTube.
And we have read your comments.
We read them loud and clear. We go on the iTunes comment section. Even though the Google Plus thing sucks, we do read the whole comment section is back, which is actually pretty cool. But
yeah.
We definitely read the comments and see the feedback. And, you know, if you make a comment and that's the only opinion, whatever. But, like, we see a lot of people saying, just do a podcast as you and Keem real quick because you feel like sometimes you don't dig the guest or whatever. We just came to the conclusion, let's just do a regular
There's always
podcast.
a debate amongst the people watching whether or not they like the guest or not. There's always a debate because some guests you like, some guests you don't.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if you're subscribed to the podcast and you're a fan of podcast, you enjoy me and Blade. So we decided to just do a podcast with just me and Blade.
And
Mary Jane.
So Mary Jane is our guest tonight on the podcast. If she had a channel, I'd say subscribe, but just subscribe to the BadKidCast.
Yeah, let's do this over. Let's do this over and say today's special guest is Mary Jane.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Killer Keemstar, and I'm here with...
Only Use Me Blood.
This is the BadKidCast, the audio cast that you listen to
while you game.
We're available here on YouTube, iTunes, and...
YouTube.
Android. I fucked it up. I threw you a curveball.
I know. Why do you do that? It's like I'm sitting down. I can't be on my toes. So
we have an exciting show for you guys tonight. We have a special guest known as Mary Jane. Mary Jane is going to be a special guest on the podcast tonight. So here's the thing. We are going to go chill with Mary Jane in the green room. And then we're going to come back. We've read your comments. We're seeing what you're saying. Some of you are like, I just want Blade and Keem. No more guests. We're going to have guests in the future, but we decided for you people bitching in the comments, we're going to give you a show with just me, Blade, and Mary Jane. Damn. We'll be right back after this. Wow, that music really pumps me up, bro.
So, Mary Jane.
Yeah, so how have you been, Mary Jane? What have you been up to?
Pretty much, exactly. I forgot that weed makes you rhyme.
Yo, how don't you even know?
That was an invitation for rhyming, but that was...
Duck, duck, goose, I'm about to cut loose.
I think what it is... I don't know. I just feel...
All right, do you have a rhyme?
No, I don't have a rhyme, but I do know... Okay, yeah, because this is what I thought of, okay?
Okay.
So we went out, we smoked, and I'm in the garage still smoking, trying to chill. And Keem hits it a couple times. He's like, okay, time for the show. Let's go. And I was like, man, Keem's the type of dude that likes to smoke and go do some shit.
Yes.
But for me, the shit I like to do is smoke. That's my activity that I like in the smoking part.
So how does this bring us back to rhyming?
It rhymed, what I just said.
No, it didn't.
Well, it did out there in the garage. You should have seen it. But no, for real though. Like, see, the fucked up part, man, is
I'm just fucking with him, purposely laughing to try to get you to laugh.
I know. But like honestly, like I love weed, and when I do smoke, I feel that I almost plan out conversations because I'm really stoned. Do you ever do that?
Well, Blade, I would like to talk about... Dude, I was going somewhere and it derailed.
Don't derail.
You said that you were planning conversations.
Yeah.
So I was going to like plan this conversation, but I'm too fucking high to do that. What are you talking about? Planning conversation.
I don't know. You just think about things pop up in your brain that you're going to share with whoever you're hanging out with, whoever you're talking to. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same idea. Like if a cool idea pops in your head, and I'm in the store and you're in the car,
yes,
you're going to be like, and so you're alone for a little bit. You're going to be like, oh, dude, I want to talk to fucking Blade about this thing, and then you talk about it when you get in the car, right?
Right.
With we, it's the same thing when you're solo. I came up with a fucking crazy idea. You want to hear my idea?
Did you plan it out?
Yes, I did.
Okay, go.
Okay. Part of the awesomeness of seeing things in groups of people is that you can get, sometimes things are so ridiculous that you can get reassurance from other people just by looking at the side. I'd be like, bro, are you fucking seeing this? And I think the reason why we on the interwebs are able to see some crazy shit is because we don't have that confirmation from a side person. Mm-hmm. I.e., some of the like most popular YouTube videos, I watch them and I don't get it. And I kind of go, this is what's entertainment. This is what people find interesting. And so what I want to do is I want to take like an iPad around and I want to interview normal people, right?
Yes.
Just go into a coffee place and just any random person, I'm going to grab them and be like, hey, I want you to watch a couple of these videos. I would show them a PewDiePie video.
Yes.
You stop. I don't know what you're doing right now, but
I'm just listening to the conversation.
All right, so like I play from like a PewDiePie video or some shit like that, right? And get the reactions of a normal person. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't they be like, it looks like this dude's having a good time playing video games, though?
I don't know. I'm not a normal person. I can't speak for the normal people.
It's like when I watch PewDiePie, a lot of people are like, okay, so a lot of criticism of PewDiePie is like, oh, he's acting like a complete idiot. He's fucking woo, acting like a Riri, acting like a cartoon character while he's playing a video game. That's what a lot of people say. All right. Okay. Now, when I watch him, I just see a dude that's like having a fucking ridiculous time playing the game. So ridiculous that he's like turning goofy.
Okay. I don't know. See, I want to get people's reactions from it because it's like I don't get it.
I get it. I get it.
I
get why people like PewDiePie. Yeah. A lot of people try to do the whole like, I don't get it thing. They do.
It's not an act though. I really don't get it though.
A lot of people. There's like all over Twitter. They're like, I don't understand fucking PewDiePie. I don't get it. What the fuck?
Are you just trying to like be trolling right now, or
no? A lot of people say that shit.
I know, and I agree.
A lot of people on Twitter in the gaming community don't like PewDiePie and they don't understand it. They're like, "Wow, that guy's acting like a fucking Riri." But the fact of the matter is if you watch a PewDiePie video, you just gotta put a smile on your face. This dude's fucking like happy as fuck. It's the happiest person ever to play a video game, I believe. Yeah. And he's so happy and he's having so much fun that he's acting like a fucking goofball. Shit's funny. I don't know. I get it. So, I tried to get xJawz on the show again.
Oh, how'd that go?
Well, first I asked him.
You look fucking retarded with those glasses, by the way.
What?
What do you mean, what?
This is so nobody can get a screenshot of me.
Oh, okay.
My identity will be sealed if someone takes a picture right now. They can put their those out right now and be like,
I saw this dude tweet about antiperspirant deodorant and how you should only get all natural because the shit causes cancer. I'm just like, what?
They say everything. Dude, somebody like a couple years ago told me that fucking eating shit in the microwave is going to give you cancer.
I think like slapping your balls on the microwave front thing and going for 30 minutes might fuck you up a little bit.
Yeah. I can totally see that. There's some people on YouTube that fucking blow up microwaves.
Yeah, that used to be a big thing.
It was like a family event. You know, you just grab your family, you go outside, and you fucking blow up a microwave.
You're being hella creepy for some reason right now.
Why am I being creepy?
You're talking in like this radio voice being hella creepy, like you're doing like... And I can't quite read you.
So you mean the people on iTunes are getting into it like?
No, I'm just saying like you sound like the dude that reads like Mystery Theater or some shit like that. In the room there is.
I'm not acting like
That's
that.
what I'm talking about right
all.
there.
I'm not being anything remotely
this Christopher
that.
Walken pause that you have in between. It's really weirding me out right now.
There is no
Stop
pause
it.
in what I am saying. I'm just giving it to you full force. I'm giving.
God damn.
I'm giving you the conversation direct, is what I meant to say.
Okay.
But I wasn't doing that. I don't know what you're talking about. I was talking normal, and then when you said that, then I...
Maybe I'm just really gone, but it sounded like you were talking like, so I watched the video. And I'm like, whoa, why are you talking like that?
I don't believe I...
Stop. You're the dude that likes to make the car rides more difficult. And it's just like, whoa.
What do you mean? I make the car rides more difficult?
Well, like if it was like a drunk drive kind of situation.
No, I'm a firm believer. If it's drunk, if someone that has been drinking is driving the car, you don't say anything. You just sit there and you be quiet, right? You know, dude, I was like making some tweets and I said a statement a couple days ago. I was like, maybe this was like a week ago. I said, listen, if you've never once got behind a vehicle while you were under the influence, if you've never had that experience by the time you're 25, there's a good chance you might be a social outcast because almost everybody makes that mistake.
Everyone makes that mistake once or twice. Yes.
Yes, by the age of 25, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. The reaction on Twitter was, not everyone is a fucking loser. Like other like YouTubers were like, I have never drinking driving in my life, and they were like 30 years old, and I'm just like thinking to myself, like, I mean,
I'm not talking about just a completely annihilated, but like there's been some people that had a couple drinks and drove. That happens.
There are situations where like you're going to one party to another party, and how are you gonna get there? You've all been fucking drinking, right?
Yeah.
Those situations happen.
I think we're in this age now where like the drinking and driving thing has been a thing where they're like, knock it off. You know what I mean? Like it make it a big deal.
It must be changing fast. It must be like the word faggot, because like one year you could say it and the next year, nope. Just it was like that fast.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean, like it's definitely happened. But I think that they're thinking about people. Okay. Obviously, you know,
I didn't know if this other YouTuber was trying to get a sponsorship or if he was just playing good PR or if he was telling the truth. It was like, one, he needs wants good PR. Two, he's trying to get a sponsor. Or three, the dude just fucking, I don't know. He's telling the truth. Like he's a fucking nerd. Some people have no social skills. They're not invited to parties. They don't go out with groups.
But
of
I don't think
drinking.
I don't think that's an indicator of if a person, like, I don't think social has anything to do with the fact that they've ever gotten behind the wheel of a car with a buzz. Is that what we're talking about, right?
But I just feel like that is such a fucking after fact of going out and partying a lot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I have to come to the conclusion that this dude that is saying this, I've never driven drunk. I've never driven under the influence of alcohol in front of you. I'm thinking to myself instantly, like,
that just seems that seems like a really weird thing to gauge the likability of somebody. That seems like a really odd indicator of like who gets in this crowd. You're making a crowd, and that's a really weird line to draw in that crowd. That's what I'm saying.
It's not really that weird. Do you know anybody the age of 25 or older that has never in their life driven under the influence of alcohol? I know nobody.
But that's because we are drinkers. That's why.
Everybody drinks though.
Not everybody.
Except for like some of these gaming nerds. That's why I felt like I was out of my element.
I think some of these gamers that you're talking about aren't old enough to drink.
No, it wasn't that, dude. It was fucking adults. I'm talking about this on Twitter, and adults were coming at me. This YouTuber, I Am Wildcat, the dude has to be like 20-some years old. He's like, I have never driven without being under the influence of alcohol. I'm like, dude, this motherfucker must have no social life. I don't get that. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. That's
but okay, but I think that there are people that do drink and just do not drive. They're just like scared to death of it.
Well, there's another option that I'm ridiculous for not even mentioning. There's an option that maybe this person does have a social life, does go out and party a lot, but has always acted responsibly and never driven. But the thing is like, you are a fucking genius if that's the case, because everybody makes that mistake.
I think but also you have to take in consideration areas where you don't need a car.
What do you mean?
There could be areas where you don't need a car. Like, there's places in New York where you just take the subway everywhere. You know what I mean? Right. So why are you switching glasses? I don't know why you're trying to throw curveballs at me.
I'm not. I just felt bright.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, if someone does live in a sewer system, right? You know, with Donatello, Michelangelo, and all them.
Yeah.
Splinter. They might be in a situation where they don't drive. Yeah. You know, if they're fucking and they're sitting there lassoing and stuff, that it might be horse transportation. And is that even the same thing? Or what if you're Lance Armstrong and you just got busted for fucking using steroids, and you were like, I'm gonna go fucking get wasted, and he's out on his bike and he's slamming it, right?
Can you get a DUI on a horse?
Yes, you can.
Really?
Yeah.
What vehicle can you not get a DUI on?
Apparently a skateboard.
A skateboard. You can't get a DUI
But you can get a DUI on a bike.
On a bike you can get a DUI? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. It depends on when. And you know what's really funny about the whole DUI thing that people always bring up is that they always bring up they're like, let's say a person got a DUI, they'd be like, how could you? What if you fucking took out like a whole school or like a daycare center or something? And I'm like, who's getting wasted at 2:00 in the afternoon? That's what I'm saying. That's the motherfuckers that got problems.
Dude, listen to this shit. I was in a group of people. This is back when I was like maybe 23, 24. I was in a group of people. One of them got a DUI, and the one that got the DUI was the girl, right? And her boyfriend was our friend, right?
Okay.
So we went out like the night before. All right, we had a good time. We drank. Her boyfriend, which was our friend, right? He drove the car. Okay. Got us home safe, but he drove under the influence. She got a DUI that same night. We're all hanging out, and he sit there and preach to her how she's so stupid for driving while drinking.
Wait. So,
boyfriend, girlfriend.
Okay.
Both of them drove drunk.
Separate cars?
Separate cars.
Okay.
To a party that we went to. All right. Now here comes Sunday morning. We're all hanging out at this kid Jay's house, right? The boyfriend, like, preached and like ridiculed his girlfriend for driving under the influence, like in front of everybody. And we were like, you were drunk last night and driving us. Like, he was like going on, your whole life is ruined. And this was his girlfriend too. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, her whole life probably is fucking ruined. Great. Like, why are you rubbing it in?
Yeah.
What are you doing? I don't know. It was just funny to watch. So ironic. Some people are like that, though. People all the time will fucking get up on a soapbox and take a stand that's in direct
opposite of their own actions.
Their own actions. Yeah.
This is how people should act, me included. I'm telling myself to do it. That's retarded.
No,
like, I totally get that, and it's like, and also, let's say you come to some moral standard. And you just come to some moral code, like your own personal moral code.
Yeah.
To think that everyone needs to have your same moral code, and if they don't, they're like beneath you somehow. No, we just have a different moral code than you, bro. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Different moral codes.
Speaking
about codes, I just seen this thing. It's on Netflix. This motherfucker knows how to make like DNA. They can make DNA. For real.
You can make DNA.
Now listen to this shit, right? They're interviewing this
DNA
guy.
dealers.
This for real.
Got that hot DNA, son.
For real. This motherfucker. This is how they do. They take
fresh.
There's like 4 different things that once they're combined, they make DNA. Okay. So they're fucking injected. Listen to this. They're
making DNA in blenders and saucepans.
Listen. They inject these 4 things and they like fucking split them together, right? And they create like 1 million DNA strains, right? Then it goes through the sifter, right? This microscopic like sifter. And it like finds out which all the good DNA, because only like 30 or 20% is perfect DNA.
Yeah,
right.
It's a good batch.
So they fucking go and they like grab all the good stuff. So they got like 200,000 perfect DNA, right? Mm-hmm. Then they go through and sift through it again. Then they get like a small percentage, like maybe 100 perfect DNA strands, and they put it through a fucking laser printer, and it prints them over and over and over again. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
I'm listening to what you're saying. But
this is like
the whole
real.
time you were telling me this, I thought of some ghetto dudes cooking up crack. Like the way that you explained it was like that anybody could do this if they just had the right materials.
Yes. That's what we're talking about.
Okay,
we're getting close to that, right? So they have a laser printer, right? So let's say they get your DNA and they get your DNA perfect, right? Okay. They got a fucking printer that could just sit there and fucking build an animal.
A me animal?
They're talking. No, they're talking about
dogs.
They're planning on making fucking creatures. Like creatures. They're planning on bringing back dinosaurs. He literally said in the interview that he's going to bring back dinosaurs.
We don't got room for dinosaurs down here anymore, man.
You think I'm fucking
You think the
with
dinosaurs are going to want to move back to this shit?
Well,
like, we don't have room for you, T-Rex.
Dude, are you listening to what I'm saying?
I'm listening to what you're saying.
Jurassic Park.
So you're gonna
real.
bring, but are you gonna bring back a million dinosaurs, or are you gonna just bring back one dinosaur?
I'm not doing it. It's this fucking company.
Well, I know you're not doing it. I'm just saying. What? Okay, so we're gonna recreate a dinosaur. Then what?
What I'm thinking about when I seen this company and all this shit happening, I'm like, that's what he's gonna fucking do. That's exactly what the fuck he's gonna do. I
would just sell little pooches to the stars of like versions of themselves.
No, I'm just thinking to myself like, I now know what he's been tweeting about. I know that's exactly what he's going to do.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying xJawz is probably making fucking dinosaurs. He's going to sell them as pets and shit. Come ride my T-Rex.
That was
Jaws. Come ride my T-Rex. Jaws.
That's so stupid. How were you sitting on that for a while?
No,
you just came up with "Come Ride My."
It just kind of built up to that.
Okay,
but no, for real, I did see this thing, and the fucking guy did say he was going to make dinosaurs. You want to watch it?
Is it long?
It's long and it's on Netflix, so I probably can't air it. But we can pause.
I thought you meant like it was a quick YouTube video or something.
No, it's like fucking 20 minutes tops. The spot that we need to look at is like 5 minutes, but it's on Netflix. I'll show you.
All right, we'll pause the thing.
We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna be right back after
this. You are throwing me curveballs, bro. I'm woozy at the plate, and you were chucking up all kinds of.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We're back with xJawz. What is up, xJawz?
Ooh, not much. What's going on? Let's
Making an appearance on the BadKidCast.
We were supposed to have you a couple days ago, but you're really busy.
Yeah, I've just been working, just been chilling, and scheming.
So
scheming.
He just uploaded a video today. Got a lot of love on it. A lot of love. It said something about you're gonna make videos now with no ads on it. What's up with that?
I think I just decided for like a certain amount of videos I'm not gonna do ads, but I thought about that for like half of a second after I put up the video. I'm like, all right, wait a minute. I can put this money towards charity. I need to put ads on my videos. So I think for the next week I am going to put ads on my videos, but I think the intro to my next video will be like, hey, when I get my check next month, I'm going to make a video of my screen, and I'm going to say, all right, this is how much views came from.
Now, what would prompt you
to Extra Life or something like that?
As a YouTuber who is compensated for making videos and providing videos for the YouTubes and all that stuff, what would prompt you to say, "Hey, I don't want to put ads on videos"? Like it takes time in order. You have to invest time and energy and thought into making a video. Why not be compensated for
it? It's purely like it's not a statement about like I'm above trying to get money from my YouTube channel. It's about trying to just say like, I know that I'm viewed as someone right now, very particularly, who's crazy and who people might think is trying to win back their YouTube audience. what I want people to just know, like the reason why I'm coming back to YouTube is to hopefully have a good influence on people who are willing to like and share and engage with and have a real open discussion about like transparency between business and YouTube. And that's something I think is going to be really, really talked about the next 5 years because, you know, these are just people who get big on the internet who then end up in this industry. Phil, SXC Phil, you know, something source said another company. It's Dan, you were talking to him before. And I haven't talked to Phil in person before, but like, there's a lot of really, really intelligent people who came out of YouTube just because they realized, all right, now the people have the voice.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Shane Dawson, but he just did something where he like sold a book to ABC or some shit like that.
Yeah, there's some people that on YouTube that are making some big stuff.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, it was funny. One time I was sitting there and I was playing one of the claw machines, and they had one of those annoying orange like stuffed animal things in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, this dude's got his own toys. And
so what? So biz dev for YouTubers is going to be huge, and I think that people should stop trying to focus on trying to force, like, I don't know. I feel like just YouTube networks in general have been really bad at being straightforward and honest with like talent, and it's like a bubble. I really think YouTube's a bubble. YouTube's a bubble where people are going like really crazy over the fact that there's a paradigm shift happening where you just start, and then Google's like, oh, everyone has a Google Gmail, and we want everyone to have a Google Plus account, and we want everyone on YouTube with a YouTube account. And it's just the slow chain reaction where everyone's going to be a content creator and a content consumer. And you're going to get to curate what you want to consume, your diet information, or your information diet, sorry.
right.
I talk to Muzzlefuzz about my information diet all the time, just like what TED Talks I'm watching, what informational podcasts I'm watching versus what mush I'm watching on Netflix or YouTube. And how much mush is in 1 billion Minecraft views.
But
That's what I think about when I think about YouTube and like what games are being played for millions of dollars and what games are really, really genuinely fun games.
Out of 300 people I follow on Twitter, 160 of them are porno related.
that's ridiculous.
So it's really interesting. Like as I scroll through my timeline, thank God I like work from home. I'm not in like a public setting I don't in public. I don't go through Twitter because it'll be like, fucking Call of Duty Ghost hit detection sucks, and then it's just like, thanks for liking my Minecraft video, and then it's like a girl with some big ass titties, and it's just nice to get that random titty action to calm things down.
And part of and part of your answer of why you didn't put ads on, you said because people like think you're crazy. I guess you're referring to some of the tweets and stuff where people were thinking like you're crazy. What is the deal with the tweets? Like what? I know you got this big idea coming up, but some of them kind of seem like, you know, some people are perceiving them as incoherent. What's going on?
And can I get, as the homie, a free ride on the dinosaur?
Just say, what about T-Rex? What about dinosaurs? Hold on. All right. So
greatest drummer ever.
Question, Dan. What was the last word you said? Incoherent. My tweets are being incoherent, or are being perceived as incoherent. You said.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take up as much of people's phone screens as possible because Twitter, unlike YouTube, you can only get someone's attention for like half of a second. But if you structure a tweet with enough words and enough lines and then like 2 hashtags, like some hashtags but not too many, and you've got the right amount of capital letters in the right places on the right words, they stick out. And if you tweet really quickly, then as people are scrolling, like all the active people on Twitter within like an hour will like at some point probably scroll past you. And I've like, so I was just trying to maximize the amount of people who were actually seeing some shit from xJawz.
That's actually genius.
So
and just talking and literally just saying everything I was thinking as I was thinking it pretty much. Sometimes I tweet things 5-10 minutes.
So you might see someone who uses every single character in their Twitter thing and try to condense it down, and I'd be like, now that you've said that, I'm like, that's stupid. Because why don't you just break it up into multiple tweets? People don't necessarily like rants. Like some people go on like 20 tweet rants. I'm cool with that. But like but what you're saying is smart because people follow you because they want to read what you have to say. Like so, you can't spam videos on YouTube because people want to watch your videos if they're subscribed to you.
xJawz was doing an experiment. He was doing an experiment to pretty much see what the most he can get out of Twitter. All right. So what he did, he wasn't writing a bunch of incoherent stuff. What he was doing is he was actually writing whatever's on your brain. Now think about it every 30 seconds, whatever you're thinking about, especially if I have ADHD, and I know you do too. And I don't know if you do or not, but
oh yeah,
imagine every
How
30
do you not know that?
Imagine every 30 seconds it'd be like, yeah, I really wish I had grapes with this oatmeal. Another 30 seconds passes by.
Yeah.
I think I might need to go have another cigarette. Another 30 seconds.
Every time
you guys are cigarette smokers and I'm not. So that's a key difference we need to illuminate. No.
What?
All right.
We smoke. We smoke.
I think nicotine though is one of those creative drugs for you. Have you ever looked into nicotine tablets that you take under your tongue?
The thing is you can actually treat ADHD with nicotine.
What?
Yeah, look it up. That's why a lot of people with ADHD end up becoming smokers, is because once you start smoking, you can somehow control your ADD, and it's almost like Adderall. Not to the full extent of Adderall, but cigarettes are kind of like, nicotine is kind of like letting a person with ADD
it's
focus
just a
more.
very mild. I think it's a very mild not sedative, but like it's yeah.
Whatever.
Well, and think about it, like they talk about people that
depressant. It like calms your nerves.
Yeah, and think about it, there's lots of people that when you get people that go in like creative mode, a lot of times they chain smoke when they're when their mind's going. So
and people, it's interesting to look at each of the different drugs that are acceptable for like social use now, and even mushrooms and MDMA are getting to that point, and things like Adderall and like other prescription drugs are used so commonly by kids just because they know other people are prescribed them. It's just interesting seeing like now designer drugs break out, and kids are really gonna start fucking with some crazy shit. I just admitted that like I got onto this one. Like I want to broadcast my message because I grew up around kids who were getting prescriptions and who were taking them, and who become these like zombies of energy, and over time it hurts your heart. It depends on what you do, but then you can't get off it because you're just so used to it. But I just want people to know you can easily get off these drugs. They are not. I think there are certain drugs like heroin, methamphetamines that are probably terribly addictive for you. Prescription drugs more so are habit forming from most case studies and what I've found from personal use. It's not like you're just going to take one and you're going to want it. It's just a really extreme feeling, and they're not necessary to do.
So the billionaire idea, the $1 billion idea, is you're going to go up against DARE and take over the DARE program?
No.
I'm just joking.
No, I even said on Twitter, I've heard way too many $1 billion ideas to be impressed by another $1 million one or $1 million ideas there. It's just... There's too many. Everyone's got a $1 billion idea. It's how you execute on it.
Right.
And I really feel like people. I feel like we're at a paradigm shift. Everyone in the YouTube industry should be focusing on YouTube and the entertainment industry because it's like, but it's fragmenting. All the different subgenres are fragmenting, just like electric dance music.
Right.
Like YouTube is just whatever people want to listen to and whatever people will listen to, wherever the ears will be, wherever the eyes will be. The currency of the future is attention. Brands want to buy, and brands aren't going to be able to buy YouTubers.
That's cold.
Tyga and all them. You know what I mean? And like the big brands, the celebrities of the world. It's like you can't just buy the TV ads anymore in between the commercials. You really got to get kids to. I don't know. I think that YouTube. I think Vivo fucked over so many rappers in the rap industry.
Vivo?
Vivo CPMs were like 69 cents per 1,000 views max.
Yeah, I think so. The thing is all networks are a scam. You know what I mean? There is. Think about this logically, right? Everything that you do for that video is all you. No one else does anything, right? You put it up, ads go on it, and then someone gets 10%. What the fuck do they do?
I mean, it's kind of a mob. It's kind of a mob thing, though, if you think about it. Because what you're saying is, there's no reason why you can't just make videos, upload them to YouTube, and YouTube sees that you generate views, so we're going to put advertisements on there, or maybe you can even work for your own ads. the idea behind a network, they're kind of like a middleman. They're like, we're going to take a cut, and then if you have any problems, call us up and we'll figure it out. And if you get a strike, we'll see what's going on or whatever, right? It's like a middleman between you two, but it's like
you're paying them so much fucking money, dude. You're giving the network so much money.
And plus, a lot of networks.
Guys, YouTube networks do a lot then to facilitate, to put money back into the ecosystem. Like it's like they get the brands interested in wanting to spend money on YouTube in the first place, and they did it for gaming. And now everyone realizes gaming is a huge market because it's 40% of YouTube.
Yeah. Well, the number one most subscribed guy on YouTube is PewDiePie. Yeah.
15
Which
million.
I was really proud. I was really proud when that happened.
I was like, that's crazy. Yeah, because he started on Black Ops 1.
Yep.
He started.
And I was like, what was this dude? And then I go back and I just look up for his video. It's like some Black Ops 1 stuff. And I'm like, he was just a commentator. That's just like, that's what, but then he took it and ran with it. And obviously he puts effort into his videos and there's an audience for it. So more power up to him, you know?
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier, and you were saying that you didn't understand him.
I mean, like, as a viewer, I don't get it, but like, I'm not, if a dude can generate a fucking 4 or 5 million views a video, people are watching. Like, that's.
What do you guys think of Mr. Epic Man? How he came up this year? 86 million views on his first YouTube video that got big.
Who?
Mr. Epic Man? You
haven't even heard of him.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Oh my god, guys. Live reactions, first time typing in Mr. Epic Man.
Oh.
And we can put it up on the screen too. So this is
How Animals Eat.
Oh, I've seen How Animals Eat. That's
just
hilarious.
Yeah, we know who you're talking about.
That's just hilarious.
Okay. 86 million views and then 30 million views just because he had an annotation to a different video at the end of it.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was a really, really, really funny video. Remember, me and you watched that together. We were laughing our ass off.
That was on a trip. I think we might have been in Dallas, and you were like, it was like we're in the same hotel room, about to pass out, and then you just started dying, and I'm like, dude, what? And he's like, you have to see this, and he showed it to me. It's fucking funny. That shit's good.
You know, I love Reddit. If you go to Reddit and then you go to the subreddit or sub whatever it's called, and then you click videos, they'll pull up videos that might be like 10 years old. But you go and watch them, and they're hilarious. They're like viral videos that you've missed.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever looked really into British comedy?
I have no idea why I said 10 years old.
You said British comedy?
Yeah, bro. British comedy is like 3 years ahead of our comedy. Imagine people who are willing to go way racier and way further.
The thing is, like, if you guys have you ever watched The Office?
The Office came from the UK, yeah.
British Office, I'm not a fan of.
Okay, listen. First off, to anybody out there, the British Office is actually episode for episode is better than the American Office. Okay, I love the American Office. That's what I started on. The British Office is great, but you have to watch. If you're not from there, you need to watch it with subtitles. Otherwise, you're gonna miss most of the stuff because it's very hard to understand. Because not only do they have accents, but they're like very soft spoken.
You're a TV like genius. I've talked to you about movies and film, and you've like really you've broken down the science of it.
Yeah.
Like, I believe.
Yeah, he watches them like all the time.
No. But what you're learning the entertainment industry when you did that.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I told you.
You can write if you're a huge movie fan. Like that's a thing.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Everyone that's into movies, every famous director, anybody that has a passion for film or for media or anything like that, right? They're going to be naturally they're going to be a fan of it. So what you're doing is you're making. Imagine if you're making like a gumbo pot of originality or whatever. You can take little things from other directors. Good example, Tarantino. Tarantino gets accused of taking from Hitchcock, from Brian De Palma, and from Martin Scorsese and some other like Asian Japan thing or whatever thing, right? And so he takes all these things about it and comes up with this product. And so like at each generation, they get better filmmakers.
Yeah,
because what you're not copying, you're literally taking these cues from these brilliant filmmakers and making it your own. You know what I mean?
Dude, I wish you would have been the lawyer for Raw Instinct.
A lawyer?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because he would have got out of it. He'd still be alive today. Because you're like, you take these inspirations and you.
Well, no, I'm not saying directly just make a blatant copy. Like my favorite director is a guy named Brian De Palma. Okay, I love his films. Okay, but he takes some cues from Alfred Hitchcock, which a lot of people thought was like the greatest ever back in like the 20s, right?
Right.
So the fact that there's a difference between being inspired and being and just blatantly ripping off. Okay, if you and think about this, if you like, let's say in this YouTube thing, or let's just say in a classroom, right? If you meet 30 really cool motherfucking people, right? I'm not saying that you need to follow what they do or like imitate what they do, but Keem, you've hung out with me and you've become way cooler. Okay.
Oh my God, I so have not.
But what I'm saying though is that even like as people were individuals, but the people that we associate with, we take a little bit from them, right?
Yeah, you're 100% right. Whoever you hang out with is who you're going to turn out to be.
Yeah.
That's why I keep on saying, bam.
Yeah.
Done talking. Bam.
So.
We talked about that in this podcast. And that's an important thing for someone growing up, right?
If you were born on, like, let's say you were born from a mother and the mother threw you out of the plane, right, with a parachute, little baby in a parachute, the fucking umbilical cord ripped, and that baby fell onto an island with plenty of food and fish and all kind of stuff. And, you know, he's living on the island for his whole life, right? He's 30 years old. Do you think that motherfucking baby's going to have any personality? Or that 30-year-old's going to have any personality being a dude that just, like, from the get-go didn't mingle with other people?
Are you trying to explain the, like, autobiography or biography of, like, Minnesota Burns?
No, shut up, dude. You know what I'm saying though. But that's a perfect example.
Minnesota Burns. Is he still doing well on YouTube? Is he still big?
I don't know. I don't watch him.
Yo, who passed away? Yote Slayer.
Yeah.
And we felt really man, this was shitty. So like the night of his passing, right? Like he passed in like the morning at like 2:00 in the morning or whatever. Right before then, we were doing a podcast, a BadKidCast with Guns for Hire.
We were actually doing that podcast while he got in the accident.
Yeah, and we alluded to call it casual drunk driving, I guess.
There was like a conversation about drunk driving, and I just made a statement. I was like, some people can drive drunk. They literally can, and some people can't.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. There's guys at the bar right now that have been driving after they go to the bar and have like a bunch of drinks for 50 years.
We said this like literally the night of the incident.
While talking about it, or
no. We didn't know it happened. Like we did the podcast, stopped, and like 2 hours later, shit happened.
Yeah.
After we got done filming the podcast,
I can awkwardly say that there are situations, if you're like over the age of 18, where people drive under the influence of alcohol, and based on how much alcohol you've seen them consume, and based on the physical traits that they're portraying, whether it's throwing up or just, you know, saying, come on man, get in the fucking car, like I'm all right, we like there's cops here, we gotta go, or something like that, you just go. People do it all the time. That's why there's checkpoints. People get called all the time. But
so I was making a statement. I said, because I was saying something on Twitter. I was like,
just as bad as being drunk.
Yeah, I made a statement.
Because of jobs these days.
Yeah, I made a statement, and I was just basically like, look, dude, if you have never made the mistake or accident of driving drunk,
I don't agree with this.
We already talked about it. By the age of 25, you probably don't have a social life, because people with social lives, for the most part, are going out with their friends. They're drinking. You know, you got to go to one party to another party, or there's a situation where the only way home is you're going to have to drive even though you had a couple drinks. You know, not necessarily drunk, but under the influence.
See, this is where I feel weird, because now I feel like I promoted drunk driving by simply making an observation about the community of kids in my school and my generation. I believe we should promote to our kids a more open conversation about alcohol, marijuana, and other drugs, so there's not these weird tendencies kids have to then want to experiment so fucking much.
Okay, like I think I'll give you an example that'll back that up. You have an example where the parents don't say anything about alcohol, and you basically be like, they might go, don't fucking drive drunk or whatever, and then they'll be out and they'll be drunk and they'll be like, shit, I really want to call my parents to pick me up because I'm too fucked up, but I don't want to because then I'll get in trouble, and then they end up fucking driving drunk. But I remember being in high school and the kid was wasted, and he called up his parents and he's just like, "You're in fucking trouble, but I'm coming to pick you up."
Yeah, that's what I would do as a kid. We're like, I know I'm grounded, but come get me. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm promoting
Drunk
driving. I'm not at all. But just my observation. I can't even fucking speak.
Observation.
Thank you. Is that almost every single person I know has driven after drinking at some point in their life. Everyone I know. I don't know one human soul that hasn't. So when I see these people making these stands on Twitter, like saying, "Oh, I've never driven under the influence of alcohol," I'm thinking to myself, dude, I don't know, dude. You don't have friends. I don't know what's going on with you.
That's just it's already said it's a really weird line to draw between this and that.
Anyhow, we've fucking said the same thing about 85 times. So let's talk about something different.
Sure.
Bam.
What's on your guys' minds?
So, xJawz, are you getting back into gaming? Are you going to be making gaming videos? Are you going to be making COD videos?
I only want to make gaming videos that are on games that I'm actually enjoying. So I didn't enjoy Ghost that much. I didn't feel any pressure to start making videos for it.
Yeah,
so I'm waiting for video. I'm just going to wait until I find more games like Rust that I enjoy the shit out of to make videos for them.
So this dude, like, okay, the first night for me at least,
He's talking about me.
And him too. The first night of Ghost, I was like, "This is garbage." Like, I hated it. Hated it. First impression, hated it. Right. And then, like, as I started to get the hang of it and started to learn the maps and stuff, then I was like, "Okay, I like this. I actually do like the game." Right. He still is like, "This game fucking sucks." Like, he'll start up a live stream of Ghost, and it might be a 2-hour live stream. 7-8 minutes of it is Ghost, and he's like, "Fuck this." He gets on GTA. You know.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is such an amazing game, though, and then you get on Ghost and it's not.
Have you got into GTA 5?
Nah, my roommate's got. I just haven't played it that much, man. I honestly don't have enough.
It's a time suck, bro. It's a time suck.
I watched someone else play it for a long time, and it didn't. It just seemed like until I wanted to see the multiplayer so bad. I'm such a multiplayer elitist. That's why I'm so excited for that Activision Bungie game that's going to be multiplayer only, Destiny.
Yeah.
Multiplayer
only.
Destiny,
Titanfall.
It's about time that they made a game like that, Destiny, that's just multiplayer only. I was just talking about that.
We gotta. So yeah, they did. So shit, we gotta.
What was that face?
I was just thinking about how the amount of time that you can spend on a multiplayer game. You can invest $1 billion into a single-player game, and people will play it for 30 hours and be done with it. Whereas a multiplayer game, if you make the right one, we'll dedicate years to that bitch. You know what I mean?
Yo, I think is Destiny like World of Warcraft, like where you're in this giant open world, or like how does it work? Is there matches? How does it work? I don't understand it.
I think it's gonna be like Halo, big maps, but aliens, and like really tight controls.
I'm so confused on what fucking Destiny is.
I think it's gonna have like
I've seen so many fucking
classes of weapons like Halo, but then it's gonna be like it's gonna have all these like
they said it's
that aren't Halo.
I'm gonna ask.
They said it's an MMO, but what the fuck does MMO stand for?
Oh, a massive multiplayer online.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I should have known that.
That's a cool idea for a game.
All
like
right.
RuneScape plus first-person shooters.
All right. If I was in charge, okay, you know what I would do? One of the first laws of the land would be that if they show previews for games, okay?
Yeah.
If they show a trailer for a game, it has to 100% be gameplay action footage. It can't be a cutscene.
Yeah.
It can't be that little animation from them stopping to go into the cutscene.
Great rule. I love this rule.
Okay.
I would sign this petition.
Everything that goes up as far as a gameplay trailer, it has to be like 97%.
Think about it, man. It's just 3D rendering. It's just like a 3D rendering contest at that point.
Yeah.
These fuckers, when they do these trailers, though, it's all like cutscenes and like.
That's what I'm saying.
It's animation.
Get rid of that. I'm not saying get rid of the cutscene in the game. I'm saying for the trailer, just show me fucking multiplayer not multiplayer. Just show me footage of action in the game of it actually what you'd see on logistically.
This is what I would do. I would actually make a rule like. I mean, I don't know. I would make a rule, and I would just say that they 110% would have to show gameplay.
That's what I just said. You're a scumbag. What would be name a rule that you would like instill? Doesn't even have to be about gaming, YouTube, anything. Just a rule.
Any rule in the world that you can make.
Name
Jaws.
a rule in the world that you think should happen. It could be something as mundane as if your
dogs don't no longer poop.
If your stomach sticks out further than your tits do, then you can't wear a belly shirt. I don't know, something like that. Like,
what I would do is I would have dogs that can't poop and pee.
Dogs that can't poop and pee.
You know how fucking awesome that would be? You just have a dog in your house and never have to worry about it.
Or a gassy dog that eats potpourri, and so when it farts, it like freshens up the room.
Stop with these stupid ideas.
No, it would be a potpourri farting dog that never shit, never peed, and it could technically fly. Well, I'm just saying, like, wouldn't it be cool if you could be like, hey, and like have dog fights up in the sky with dogs?
Baby steps, dude. You're talking about like some super, like what?
You said I can make a rule, and that rule can be anything.
I know, no.
You didn't say I couldn't use comments in the rule.
I was okay.
I can't be like blah 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 comma blah blah blah.
So
comma.
your rule is you want potpourri farting, dog fighting, air flying dogs. That's
you know how
rule.
entertainment that like you would go outside all day long and just be like, damn, Doberman Pinscher's coming in hot.
Flying dogs.
I'm just saying.
How close are we to flying cars?
Never. When was that? That was supposed to happen when we were growing up. I'm grown up.
Flying cars. That man.
Well, our
hoverboards aren't happening.
The transportation that we're using
let's
right
talk
now.
Let's talk about what technologies we think will be here in 10 years.
Okay. All right.
Google implants.
You're talking about
self-driving
Google
cars.
The II.
Are you talking about the Google?
Shut the fuck up, Blake.
The II. That is going to happen.
Don't go there.
The II is going to happen. Listen, it's a contact lens that has all your information on it, and you put it in your eye, and you're like, you want to watch a movie? Bam, you're watching a movie. Like it's just going to be people's...
The II will not be a contact lens. I don't think. I think it's going to hack into the optical nerve.
The reason why I even say that is because whenever you look at these Apple keynotes or whatever. Every year, like first it was like this fucking big thing, and they're like, listen, like each iPod gets like half its size, twice the memory, and pretty soon it's going to be like a fucking atom, you're gonna have a 500 terabyte a fucking eye contact lens that you put in your eye. It stores all your music. You can fucking you blink or something, you hit your Facebook, it's just right there.
It will be insane.
I think that it's going to be. I think that's right. You know, but here's what I think. You know how you have USB plugs and the little USB? Mm-hmm. I think you're going to have a little USB like in your temple. You know what I mean? And you just plug in. They'll install the stuff.
The Temple 2.0.
Maybe.
People are driving. Oh, I got to update my Temple.
I don't know if it would probably be like the back of the arm. That'd be a good spot because you can put a holster right there.
But here's the thing. I don't think people are going to be too. Like the old folk are not going to be too keen on going somewhere to like the DMV and be like, "Hey, I need you to hardwire me up." Like I don't think that's.
They're going to be able to do that like in one day's time. It's going to be like going to the dentist.
I don't know. That's too intrusive. Like, would you go and get something so that you can have a fucking thing in your elbow and plug in?
An implant.
If I never needed anything,
imagine. You guys know what biohacking is? Where you
Biohacking?
can make your own pills at home, like based on like you test your blood and then you can make your own pills. It's like technology people really want to make in the next 20 years. So you just never have to go to a pharmacy again.
There's this thing that a lot of people are doing. They're like taking their blood out, and then they do this process, right? And then they put the blood back in, their own blood back in after this process is done, after it spins, and it actually creates inflammation, and it like helps your body, like just.
Talking about blood plasma.
Yeah, they take it and they spin it around and then they inject it right back into your blood.
So I thought what they were doing was extracting blood plasma. Because I've looked at selling blood plasma before, and it's like a lucrative business.
Yeah, they take it out, but then they put it back in you after they like spin it or whatever. Because what it does...
I thought they were extracting something from it.
Well, they're probably doing that too. But this is just another thing that
Who's
they're doing.
paying for jizz?
Jizz, stop! Don't start asking.
I'm serious. Okay, here's the thing.
Places,
Here's the thing. One of my good friends back home, they got offered his wife, non-smoker, non-partier, fucking.
Oh,
this is such a good fucking train of thought right here.
We have to transfer the files.
What?
Tell Jaws.
So we have to transfer the files because the card's full. So.
Cool.
Just give us a minute or whatever. We are back. So what I wanted to tell you about is that my buddy back home, his wife is like super smoking hot and healthy and everything, like ideal fucking human being, right? And
grade A,
right? And was offered I think it was like $50,000 or $100,000, some insane amount for her eggs.
Wow.
For her eggs.
For her eggs.
That's interesting. I've never heard of that before.
Did she accept?
They decided not to, which is crazy to me because they could probably use that money, but it becomes a personal preference at that point. Here's the thing, like, I feel that if nut was on the stock market, it'd be like just super cheap. Like, how much? I don't think I'm getting $100,000 for a nut, but like, so how much do you get for, like, you talk about sperm donors? How much do they get paid?
I think it's like $50 or something.
Just $50 for our nut, but like the woman gets like $50,000.
I know, it's crazy.
But I think it's because we're willing just to you know.
Well, there's women that can't have babies, so they need to, or can't like make eggs. So, and they're obsessed with wanting to make a child, so they have to like buy an egg. So they actually.
Well, that's great that we have the technology to facilitate that for some people who don't have eggs.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were meant to not have eggs.
Yeah, so
that's another way to look at it. That's another way to look at it.
There's just always just two ways to look at it. I'm always just, thinking off both sides.
That's my thought on gay people. I think, like...
What?
No, I'm serious. Like, I think that, like, there's too many humans on Earth, right? So the species is creating people that can't reproduce or that don't have the desire to reproduce.
And I think it's just like sexual repression plus years of angry dads, resentful situations.
I don't know, because a lot of, if you talk to gay people will tell you right off the bat, they're like, I knew I was gay when I was 4.
Yeah, there's some well-adjusted gays out there.
I haven't talked to enough gay people, man. I've got some gay friends, but I don't talk to enough gay people all the time, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
I think every nationality, sexual orientation, gender, whatever, there's always going to be an extreme version of them that makes the rest of them look weird. There's probably just some chill gay dudes out there that they're just dudes, and then the only difference is they like the dick, whatever, you know. That's a little weird to me. That just seems foreign to me. But at the same time, I'm not going to.
That just seems foreign to me. I think,
I'm not going to knock it. Like, I'm not going to say how another person's wound.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're just thinking about biology, right? We're made to multiply and stuff, and all of a sudden here's some people that have no desire whatsoever to multiply. What is that? I think it's overpopulation. You know what I mean? You notice how there's more gay people in cities than there are not. I know there's a bigger population, but I think there's a bigger percentage, if you will, of gay people in big cities than there are to rural areas.
So I get where you're coming at. That you're
Why is that?
You're not coming at it in a hateful way. You're basically saying like, okay, it's human evolution going. All right, we're overpopulating ourselves, so now let's make people that cannot reproduce.
Yeah, I know. You're making a weird implication, Dan. That's a weird implication or an insinuation.
Why? Why is it weird?
Why is it
Because
insinuation?
I think it's just like a social thing, just like ADHD is being brought out and people buy the virtual reality around us. It's like, well, the real reality is pretty harsh these days, and some gay people are breaking out.
I think people had ADD like way back, like a long time ago.
Before the 50s?
Yeah, they just didn't have a name for it.
Yeah.
Really? You guys both think so? What's your supporting evidence? Why do you guys think so?
Why do I think ADD was like way back then?
Well, why do you think it was like not caused by screens and our attention?
Well, here's the thing. There's always been people throughout history that have been obsessed with multiple different things, and once they get obsessed about that, they have like a super focus, or if you will, because like someone with ADD only wants to learn what they're interested in, right? If you try to teach somebody with ADD.
I think it's the opposite. I think ADHD is people who can't focus on one thing. Energy makes you just focus. Amphetamines make you focus on one thing.
So if you look back in history, who would have ADD? I would say Ben Franklin 100% had ADHD.
Maybe.
Ben Franklin was doing 1,000 things at once. He could never focus on one thing. He was doing 1,000 things at once.
I have to look into his past.
Yeah, I didn't know him personally, so
you can find people.
Thank you.
You can find people throughout history, and you can just
talking about what goes on in that man's head, like you were just kicking it with him.
What I'm saying is if you reflect what Ben Franklin did throughout his life, and that's why we have history. That's the number one reason why we have history is so we can study it and understand where we're coming from.
I agree with you, Dan.
So
that's why we have to learn from mistakes and learn from the
if
past.
You could write it, if you want to write it off like, oh well, I didn't know Ben Franklin. Well, fucking, I didn't know any of the forefathers. So is this even the United States or is this fucking Canada? I don't know where we are. I didn't know them. What country is this?
It's America.
If you take away that rule, America. How do you know it's America?
Because what do you mean? How do you know it's America?
How do you know this is America?
Because there's fucking geographical lines were drawn. It's America.
Were they drawn before your time?
Of course.
Well, you didn't know that. You weren't there. Like that's the argument.
But here's the thing, though. You can pass on knowledge of this is the fucking border of Mexico and America, and this is the border of Toronto, of Canada and New York. But what the mindset was of Jefferson? Come on, dude.
My closing argument is that Ben Franklin had a lot of writings. Ben Franklin did a lot, and there's so much that we can look at. We can study him as a case study, and we could look into the psyche based on what he's written, what he's done, and we can figure out who Ben Franklin was based on what we have remaining throughout history. And I say he has ADHD based on viewing those that information.
So that's your opinion. I got it. I get it.
I got it too.
So what do you guys think about Jefferson?
Stupid.
But yeah, I don't think that. I don't think that ADHD is just something new.
All right, JAWZ, you might be a little too young for this, but this is an interesting point I just thought of earlier today. It was just a random thought I put on Twitter.
Yeah.
When there was a time when the Dreamcast, like the Sega Genesis and the Nintendo whatever, was out at the same time. Two competing companies.
Okay.
I don't remember as a kid having console war arguments.
Oh, I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember that at all.
Because my neighbor had a Sega Genesis and we had a Nintendo, and we would always fight over which one was better.
Really?
Yep.
That's crazy, because like I was just thinking about that, like all these people bickering. Whenever people bicker about Xbox One versus PS4, I'm just like, boring. Like there's nothing more boring than I could think of.
Yo, PlayStation 1 had the best.
I didn't even talk about the implications of it being like a listening-in device, and those are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think PlayStation 1 had the best time ever, because who could compete with a PlayStation 1? Was there any other system for the main part of PlayStation 1?
I skipped so many consoles, bro. Like I literally went from NES to Xbox.
Oh, I was on every console.
Really? I skipped quite a few. I went from GameCube to Xbox, I think.
Dude, we always had video games, but I was never a hardcore video game player.
This is gonna hurt some feelings. Oh, kill him. Listen, I totally missed this boat. Okay, a lot of my friends played it. I never got on board.
What?
I never played GoldenEye.
I was saying,
you guys are fucking.
I was too young.
GoldenEye.
He was too young.
GoldenEye. The best GoldenEye ever was on the Nintendo GameCube.
I don't know. I'm
there was
fully
one
aware people were super into
you're
it.
Talking about you're talking about 64. You're talking
any of them. Shit.
GoldenEye on 64 is where pretty much today's first-person shooter started.
You know what the first-person shooter that started for me was? Besides Doom, because Doom was cool, but it wasn't quite there, was Duke Nukem 3D. Duke Nukem 3D was the most... Okay, go ahead.
That probably is a really badass game because of the memes in your head of the sound bites, but I'm thinking of like... It was, I'm trying to remember what the name of this one game was.
Quake.
GoldenEye.
Quake.
No, 007 Nightfire. 007 Nightfire for the GameCube. Did either of you play it?
No, I've never had a GameCube.
I played the 007 for the GameCube. Is that the one where you throw the chain and you slingshot across the map, almost like Spidey web?
Yep. Sort of. I mean, it's like there's a
okay, so literally
rocket launchers that you get virtual reality into, like you shoot a rocket launcher and then you're like in the rocket. You are the rocket for a second.
I think so. On that game, basically, we set up a fraternity. a bunch of us didn't go to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
We decided, we're not doing college. I started working at the attorney's office. Everybody had different jobs, right? We started a fraternity in our house with no college tied to it at all. And we had a group of girls that were like the honeys. And we would throw parties every weekend, have these girls over, whatever. And we would literally pick who's going to bang who. It was awesome, right? So we would play GoldenEye on the GameCube, and whoever won got to pick which honey they had on place.
Oh, wow. Motherfuckers were getting competitive then, huh?
Yes. That's how we had this whole thing set
Wow.
up. We had a community weed bowl where people just came. They would go buy an eighth or whatever, and they'd put half of it in the community thing. So there was always weed in the house.
All right,
Like, it was the greatest little club ever.
Jaws, imagine if you had, like, being at, like, a cat house or some shit like that, or whatever. Basically, you had, like, 5 fine-ass broads in front of you, and the winner of the thing gets to pick.
That's how we did
That's
it.
fucking the most gangster shit I've ever
The
heard.
winner of what? The
Okay,
girl?
so
we play Call of Duty.
there was
Yep.
about
We have a Call of Duty free-for-all. Whoever wins the free-for-all gets to pick the broad.
there was about
Picking
8
broads is kind of like a sexual, like, no area for a YouTube commentator to go, I don't know, bro.
What?
We picked up 8. There was
Okay,
8
wait,
guys.
wait. What?
I don't want to buy girls.
You're not buying girls. You're winning girls.
No,
All right,
this
fine.
wasn't. This
Win
wasn't.
girls.
This
Win some
wasn't.
girls. Down with
This
that, all
wasn't
right?
like. This wasn't like buying hookers or anything like that. It was nothing like that, Jaws.
No, it's nothing like buying hookers.
What it
Nothing like
was,
that.
what it was, is it was 8 guys and it was like 6 girls, and the girls always came, and there were more than 6 girls, but there were 6 girls in the thing, and they would always bring friends. So we'd throw a party. There would always be more girls than dudes, right?
Okay.
But these 6 hardcore girls, like, were considered in the frat club as well as the honeys.
Okay.
And they were just like, it was like fucking, it was like Sons of Anarchy. Like, I'm banging you.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Huh.
It was
You're
called the
banging
Coop.
me.
It was called the Coop
The coop.
because the main place was up in the attic.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
You know what would be tight, man. I've always seen this. This would be tight.
What?
Would be to own a bar and live above it.
I worked above a bar once. That was pretty
What do you mean
sweet.
you worked above a bar?
Well, our attorney's office had a branch that was on downtown Chippewa,
Mm-hmm.
and I was literally, this is where I saw Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
It was right above Level Nightclub.
Oh, okay.
And I used to get VIP passes because the guy that owned the building and owned, well, he invested into the law firm. He also owned Level Nightclub.
You know, there's one of these like living centers in Chicago where they literally have like 2 malls in, like, it'd be this huge skyscraper, right?
Yeah.
Several different grocery stores, pharmacy, 2 different malls, fitness center, everything, right? There are people that haven't actually physically left the building in like 3+ years because literally everything is there.
Yeah,
They
I
hop-
wouldn't leave.
Yeah, they hop on an elevator and they can be anywhere they need to be. And think about that. Think about not physically leaving a building for several years, but it has everything you need. Imagine, like, I see these
Yeah,
apartment.
bro. I've seen some crazy shit on what's that one show? Underground bunkers, some bunkers. I don't know.
It's
That
not-
would be the greatest living situation in the world
but
if you could just.
they're like super nice apartments. You know what I mean? They're really
Yeah.
nice places, and they
and
have
they're connected to the mall.
and there's a mall inside of it. Yes.
Yeah, that would be the ideal.
Yeah, and there's like back home, there was my buddy lived in this place that literally the bottom part of it was a Safeway. So like he gets on an elevator and the elevator opens up to Safeway.
So anytime he needed food, he just goes.
Yeah, he would go in his pajamas. Wouldn't have to leave
What's
that.
a Safeway?
Safeway
That's
is just a grocery store. It's on the.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly on the West
What if
Coast.
you created like a YouTuber city, right? And you did
It's
it
called,
like
it's called California.
yeah, but listen, I'm talking about a new city, right? And you had that type of living arrangements where you put the main mall and all the YouTubers lived in apartments connected to the mall. Dude, do you know how convenient that would be? Everybody would be collaborating, doing all different types of stuff, and then
Yeah.
everything's right there. Because we spend so much time on the internet, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm an outdoors person. I go outdoors. I do things. That's what I do. Last 2 years of my life, I've been in my house. It's fucking
Yeah.
bad. I got to get out more. That's why I kind of liked when we did the show out.
I liked it too, but now the Buffalo's weather sucks though. It's hard to do now.
xJawz is completely ignoring us and he's focusing on something.
I'm
What are
not
you?
ignoring anyone. I'm saying that you guys should move out here. I'm saying you guys are complaining about a bad problem, but you know what?
I'm working on it. I'm working on getting out of
Everyone
here.
everyone needs to move out here.
Yep. All
Were you-
right. Well, let's close this thing up. xJawz, did you want to say anything? Make any statements? Let anyone know what's coming up?
More YouTube videos coming soon.
All right. Thanks,
That's all-
xJawz, for coming
that's all I'm
on.
saying.
Make sure, if you want to sponsor a Bad Kid episode, make sure you get in contact with Jamie. Her information's in the description. Thank you, DX Racer, for these chairs. Make sure you're following them on Twitter for a chance to win one. And great show.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Awesome. All right, see you guys.